In this presentation, we will generate, analyze, print, and export to Excel an Accounts Payable Aging Summary Report within QuickBooks Pro 2019. For more accounting information and accounting courses, visit our website at accountinginstruction.info. Here we are on the home page. We currently have the open windows open. We are now going to go to a supporting report for accounts payable, that being the Accounts Payable or AP Aging Report, which can be found in the Reports dropdown. We're looking at vendors and payables now because we're talking about the accounts payable and vendors are the people we pay. We see the AP Aging. We can also find that in the Reports Center if we want to see some more kind of accounts or types of reports that will support the account of accounts payable. I'm going to make this a little bit larger so it fits on the screen, or we have the standard tab that we will be in. Now this is going to be a very common report, the accounts payable aging, as is the accounts receivable aging. Accounts payable is another area where we have people that do all their time in accounts payable. If we have a lot of accounts payable that we're sorting, we could specialize just in accounts payable. And if we do so, we will be working with a report like the accounts payable aging a lot. So we're talking about vendors and payables who we're going to pay. And we have the AP aging summary, the AP aging detail. It's going to be looking very similar to the accounts receivable aging summary and detail, but of course, rather than talking about people who owe us money, as we are with accounts receivable, rather than focusing in on collecting that money, we are now focusing in on the people we owe money to, the vendors in accounts payable, and sorting and figuring out our cash flow and which vendors we want to pay first and why. So we're going to go into running this report, and we'll change the date range. Once again, there's only one date. It's not really a range here because it's as of the end of the time period. And so it's going to be 02/28/19, and we can refresh or click down here, and that should give us our information. Now, what does that mean? It's as of a time period. Remember that the accounts payable, just like all other reports that aren't financial statement reports, for the most part, pretty much totally, will be for something or supporting information on financial statements, balance sheet, income statement, or profit and loss. This being a balance sheet report supporting accounts payable, a balance sheet account on the balance sheet, and the balance sheet is as of a point in time, and therefore no date range here because this is supporting a balance sheet report. And we don't have a very interesting one here. Depending on the type of company we are in, we may have a lot of accounts payable, or we may not have many. And if you're dealing with a type of industry that's juggling a lot of vendors that they're trying to pay all the time, then accounts payable could be a specialized field where people are there juggling those vendors all the time, sorting the accounts payable, trying to figure out what the best thing to do for the cash flow will be. And it'll look something like this, where we are going to tie into accounts payable again. So the total here should be found on the balance sheet. Let's start there. We'll go to the reports drop down up top. We'll go to the companies and financial, and we'll go down to our balance sheet standard. Changing the date to the same date so that we should tie out to the same information. 02/28/19, February 28th, 2019. We're looking for the liabilities section. That's where the accounts payable will be. There's the 1,200. So our question, if we're looking at this data, the summary data, the balance sheet, will say, how much money do we owe people right now? Under like normal business debts, well, we owe people $1,200. Next question, who do we owe? So that we know who to pay, we need to know who to write the check to, and when is it due? when do we owe them money? When do I have to actually write the check? To find that out, we can have the help of the accounts payable aging summary, sorting this information by vendor, people we owe, and then it gives us either current, 1 to 30 days that's past due, 30 to 31 to 60, 61 to 90, or over 90. Clearly, anything that's out here in the past due area is going to be stuff that we're more concerned about, and we want to make sure that we're not incurring any penalties or anything like that when we're out here in the payment section. So same kind of analysis we would have for the accounts receivable, but we're trying to figure out who we're going to pay, when we're going to pay, how we're going to pay it. We'll do some of our standardized reporting here. We're going to go to the customized reports up top, header and footer. Let's remove the date prepared, time prepared, no basis because once again, the accounts payable is an accrual account. If we were on a pure cash basis, there would be no accounts payable, and therefore we don't have that checkbox. And then we're going to go to the footer, put some name in the footer, and then we're going to go to fonts and numbers, and we're going to parentheses around negative numbers. We'll make them red, and we'll remove the pennies, remove the cents. So the report still makes sense, but there's no pennies, no cents. And okay. So there we have that. Now we're going to export it to Excel to our worksheet as we've done for this section, and we'll print it as a PDF as well. Think about how we can sort this data. We have a lot of data we're putting together in terms of reports and graphs. To export to Excel to an existing workbook, we're going to go to Create New Worksheet, but then we're going to place that worksheet into an existing workbook. We'll locate that workbook by selecting Browse, and then find that workbook by going to the Desktop, Get Great Guitars, Reports, Section 4, and we're just going to double click that Section 4 report and then export to it. It should then open Excel, put this information into a new tab within Excel. Here we have it. Now I'm going to make this a little bit larger by holding down, well, we can just click this little plus button down here. That'll make it a little bit larger, so it's at 160%. We can go to the View tab up top. We can go to the Windows group and unsplit the panes. Typically, I'll pull this to the right, left-clicking on it, and pull it to the right so it's in order by when we made it. We will call this by double-clicking on it an AP Aging Report. Click off of that item. We'll check the page layout view to make sure that the header is there as we would expect. It looks to be there as would be expected. We'll go back to the normal view. And then if we go to the front here, it made this tab again. We don't need that. I'm going to right click on it and delete that, and delete. So now we have this information we could provide to someone, or we could use it to provide in whatever way we so choose, such as printing as one PDF file, going to print here, printing the one worksheet, or printing the entire workbook if we so choose. Entire workbook now shown on one PDF file if we were to print this to a PDF printer. So that's going to be that item. I'm going to go back, close it up, remove the macro. We're going to save it and remove the macros. And then we'll go ahead and export this to a PDF file as well. So we're going to go to Print. We could save as a PDF, but I'm going to use the PDF printer by going to the Print option. PDF printer, the cute PDF printer is the one we use. It's free. We're going to go to Print. And then we'll save this. I like to put this right under the title so that we can change the title to what the title is there. AP Aging Summary. Now note again, we're getting a lot of information for this particular section. If we were to email this, that would be a lot of information to put on as attachments. We could zip it to have one folder. We could put it into Excel. We can have an Excel file and the 2 PDFs for the graph. Or we can have one PDF with all reports and a couple PDFs with the graphs. A couple options for us. We will save that. And that's it for the AP Aging Summary Report. For more accounting information and accounting courses, visit our website at accountinginstruction.info.